Good morning. Day 5. This feels like it's gone so fast. And isn't it crazy how after I've been doing this for like, what, 5 days now? And before that, I'm not like a live stream girl. I literally do one of these once a quarter in my business. And I'll go live in my private Facebooks with my clients and stuff all the time. But it's actually pretty rare that I go live in like the public space. Okay, sorry. My computer's doing some shit. Computer's doing some weird shit. Okay. So I actually don't get to go live like this very often. And then it's funny, like I've done this for the last 4 days. Today's the 5th day, and I'm like, okay, this is just a totally normal thing. Like, I'll just do this every day for the rest of my life now. Because it's fun. It's been so much fun to come on and connect with everyone every morning. It's actually been really good. Like bonus point to my own mental health this week. It's been amazing. Okay, sorry, once again, still getting my life together. I'm trying to keep the kids out of the room. You notice I'm not in my office today because my office doesn't have doors. My bedroom has a door at least. And we have 5 kids in the house today. My 3 kids and my 2 nephews, because my brother-in-law is here helping put up our new veranda. We've done some renovations and stuff adding on to our backyard, which is all very exciting. But he works a lot, so his time schedule is limited. And my husband's like, and he's coming up Saturday to put up the veranda, and I'm like, Saturday morning? He's like, yeah, and I'm like, fuck. We're making it work. The kids are outside. They've been told they're not allowed to come into mum's room. She's working because I have things to teach you guys. I have things to share with you. So first of all, our winner for yesterday, which is the Year of Abundance Affirmation SMSs, goes to Joanne. So I will be in contact with her and get her all set up with that. So she's going to be, for sharing a screenshot of the training and tagging Sexy Selfish on Instagram, she's getting a year's worth of daily SMS affirmations text straight to her phone, valued at $11 a month. So, oh my God, I'm not great at maths, like over $120. She's getting that for free, which is awesome. So very excited for you, Joanne. I'll be in touch about that, and we'll set you up on that. So that's so exciting. Today's giveaway will be 2 copies, or a copy of each of my book, a signed copy of Goodbye Money, a signed copy of Hello Abundance, simply for sharing this training with your own social media audience and just tagging Sexy Selfish and sharing any key takeaways or anything else like that you've got from this training, which is awesome. And I have a discount code to give to everyone at the end of this training as well. So that's going to be really cool. The discount code can be used for all my online courses and bundles, but it is specifically going to really help with what I'm going to share at the end of this call. Anyway, let's dive into it. I have so much to share with you guys, and I cannot run over time today because, like I said, 5 hyperactive kids here. And they've had like pancakes for breakfast this morning, and my kids have been into the lolly, because you know their cousins are here, so they're into the lollies. They're like, come and look at the lolly stash that we've got in the pantry. Come look at the chocolate covered pretzel. Like, come look at all the cool stuff we've got. And so it's like 9 o'clock and they're into the lollies already. But anyway, okay, so today we are talking about the next step. For like the work that we've done the last 5 days, 4 days, today's the 5th day, has been really about like awareness and responsibility and calling attention to your money mindset and what is money mindset and that type of stuff. So now I want to talk about what's the next step. How do we take action towards the things that we've spoken about, you know? Sorry, I just want to minimize my notes so I can still see any comments that come through. Okay, so identifying your financial goals is the great step, and we've already done that. But taking action towards them, this is what actually helps you achieve success. And this is the disconnect between the manifestation coaches out there online teaching you how to make a vision board and how to use affirmations and how to use subliminal meditations, that they're not talking about the actual work you have to do to get there. It's a co-creation process. The universe isn't a genie where you just like rub on, rub off. Okay, I'm not going to get dirty-minded today. The universe isn't this genie that you like make a wish and it magically poofs out of thin air. It is a co-creation process, which means you have to meet the universe halfway, which means you have to take inspired action towards your goals, and the universe will conspire to help you achieve them. But it's not just like the magical genie wish, right? So, sorry. If you set these financial goals, you don't just wish upon a star from them. You actually have to look at like, what action do I need to take? What steps do I need to take to show the universe I'm serious about this goal? This can involve some really little things. So this can be like making changes to your spending habits. If you can recognize that you're using spending as like a band-aid, or recognize that spending is the symptom of a deeper problem, because let's acknowledge that too. Like impulsive spending, out of control spending, shopaholic, like drugs, alcohol, all of those things that can turn into bad addictions that can be really toxic to our progression moving forward. It's all like, that isn't the problem itself. It is all symptoms of something deeper, right? So if you have this financial goal, if you want to save a certain amount, or you want to pay off debt, or you want to get a house deposit together, or you just want to be able to invest more in your own education, whatever it is, you set that goal. But where in your life are things that you're paying for that you're not using, that you're paying too much for because you can't be bothered making the phone call to figure out how to get it cheaper, that you're paying late fees on because you can never remember to pay the bill in time. So there are areas where you need to probably clean up your financial habits. And this is the thing, it's like, would a wealthy woman ignore her bills until they've got $60 of late fees on it? Probably not. Would a wealthy, financially successful woman just keep paying for subscriptions because she can't take the 5 minutes to Google how to figure out how to turn that subscription off on that particular thing? And don't get me wrong, companies make it so hard for you to end their services. I've been trying to cancel my HelloFresh for a week. They make it so hard. Like, they've got an app there and they encourage everyone to use the app, but you can't cancel through the app. You've got to go onto the desktop site to cancel. And even then, it's sometimes like, we've got to connect you to chat and we'll deal with it then. You know what I mean? Like, so companies make it so hard for you to cancel things in the hopes that you will be a busy bitch and just be like, I don't have time for this shit. And you'll just continue to pay for things you're not using. So those little tweaks and those little action steps towards your financial goals can be big things, like hiring a financial advisor. It can be something big like setting a savings goal and moving $1,000 of your income every month over into the savings goal that you can't touch and making it dual signage. Like, they can be big goals. And then there can be a little thing like stopping your Audible subscription because you've got 8 credits and there's 3 books on your waitlist and you still haven't read them. So you know you need to put that on hold. But to do that, you've got to log in on desktop. You can't do it on your phone. You need to sit there and take a minute to actually do it. But this is like, having a clean energy around these actions is so important. So they can be small, they can be big. Taking action can feel overwhelming. But once you're able to break your goals down into little, small, actionable steps, that can really help you move forward. If you want to learn how to do that in depth, there is a 2-hour training that you can purchase on the website. You can actually use the code I'm going to give you at the end of this call to get it, and it will cover the price of the goal setting workshop, where it specifically gives you a process to actually take a big goal and then chunk it down into smaller steps, and then even further to put those steps into your diary, into actual things you need to do to achieve those goals. So if you're curious about that process, if that is something that you've struggled with, is actually like creating the system, creating the action steps to get to your goals, on my website in the shop section, Goal Setting Like a Badass workshop, if you stay to the end of this call, I'll be able to give you the discount code for it. Go and do that workshop. Super helpful. Sorry if you can hear all the kids in the background. So let's get into it. Staying motivated and committed, I think, is one of the hardest parts. One of the hardest parts of this work, because unless you have some type of support around you, unless you are constantly like immersing yourself in this work, it's really easy to slip back into old habits. It's really easy to go back into your default setting, your old mindset around money. If you don't like constantly have it in your field of view, in your energy field, it's really easy to ignore this work, right? So staying motivated and committed to financial goals can be challenging. It can be really challenging, especially when the progress feels slow. When the goal is big, if the goal is like, I need $150,000 for a house deposit, and that feels really fucking big, right? And because based on the work we've done yesterday, you've got no savings history. We're going to make it a lifestyle change rather than a restricted budget. So you just start by putting $50 away into account every week to just prove to yourself that you can do it. $150,000 for a house deposit and $50 a week feels like a big stretch between the goals, right? So the progress feels slow. It feels too far. So how can you stay focused on your vision? And this is what I teach my clients to do, is to really like, obviously we create a budget system which allows for long-term financial goals, short-term financial goals, and living today, enjoying your life now. And I feel like that helps the balance, because even when the big goals feel far, even when the big goal feels far away, there's something that you can tick off now to still feel like you're moving ahead, still feel like you're making progress. But oh my God, what was I gonna say? Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So when you're in the moment and it feels so hard and it feels like a long way away, there are things you can do, like having a support system of women around you, constantly immersing yourself in this work. So doing something like listening to my podcasts when they come out every fortnight, reading my books, rereading my book, like constantly immersing yourself in this education, this energy of like knowing you got this shit, knowing you can do it. But what actually helps me is to get out of the timeline. To get out of the timeline. I'm staying motivated, I'm staying committed, but it's for a bigger reason. It's for a bigger reason. And what helps me with this is anytime I feel like I'm not as far ahead as I should be right now, because that's scarcity talking, and we know that there's no such thing as an unrealistic goal or a unattainable goal. There is only unrealistic expectations and unrealistic timelines. So I get myself out of the timeline. It feels better when I'm just focused on the gratitude and the abundance of like, you know what, I'm saving $50 a week. 6 months ago, I wasn't saving anything. Instead of being like, oh my God, I'm not as far ahead as I should be. Misty down the street, she's a year older than me and she's got an extra 100K in her super. I should be more together. And this is something that my husband and I have really had to dial in and had lots of conversations around, because we had our first child at 20. I was just 20. I got pregnant at 19. Luckily, we bought our house like a couple of weeks before I turned 19. So we bought a house when I was 18. We got engaged, I fell pregnant, and by 19, I was pregnant. By 20, we had a kid. And so you think I would beat myself up comparing myself to like my sister and her husband or my other friends who are having kids like at 31 and 32. And I'm like, we're not as far ahead as they are. And then I had to remind myself they've had 10 more years of income producing than I have. Right? Like 10 more years of adding money to their super than I had before I started paying myself super just last year. They had 10 more years progress. So that's really helped me go like, there's no such thing as this timeline of when you do it right, or you have to do things at a certain age. And then I know friends and family who like, they did it the right way. They got all the money in super, they bought the house, they got the golden retriever, they got married, they put the money into their super, they had their honeymoon, then they had a baby, and 6 months later they're all miserable. Right? I'm not saying that's what happens, but like, getting rid of this false timeline, this false expectation, and knowing how to keep focused on my goals outside of the timeline, to be focused on progress. And it's that shift that we talk about with like the whole dieting and lifestyle change thing. Like you might set the goal of I want to lose 10 kilos this year. If you get so caught up in that goal and reaching that target, and like you're going to ignore all the good progress you've made. When you're like, I never used to get my 5 serves of fruit and 2 serves of veggies, and now I do, and I'm feeling healthier and my skin's glowing and I feel amazing. But all of that feels like it doesn't matter because you haven't hit that 10-kilo goal yet, right? That's what I don't want you to get stuck in with your money, because that's when we start to lose momentum. That's when we start to lose motivation. And that's when it starts to feel really challenging. It's just like, I'm just not good enough. I'm just not good enough. I'm just not good enough. And instead of looking at everything that we have achieved and all the positive changes we have implemented, we're just so stuck in this one thing that hasn't hit yet. Do you know what I mean? So you gotta stay focused on your vision. You do, but it's the vision, not the timeline. And you have to stay focused and remind yourself why you started this in the first place, right? Why did you start this work in the first place? Why did you want to have a fatter savings account in the first place? Why did you want to reduce your debt in the first place? Why did you start a business in the first place? And this is why the why matters. The why, I know that feels like the wanky thing that everyone rolls their eyes at and is like, what the fuck is she talking about? But the why matters. And my friend Lydia explained, like, the why is the foundation of everything. If you don't have the why, the foundation of your house set, a storm comes like the 3 pigs and knocks it over. And then the economic crisis happens, and the foundations don't get, like, the house doesn't get built, but the foundations are strong, so you know you will rebuild next time. And it's like the why, having the strong why of why you're doing anything, that is what keeps you on track when things get challenging and things get hard. So in your business, starting your business, any of your financial goals, what is the why? And this is when you'll find people that have set a financial goal and they're like, I want to invest in property. And then we have deeper, I'm like, why? And they're like, oh, because that's what you do. That's what my brother-in-law did. Like, you invest in property, right? And it's like, but why do you want to do it? You need to have the why. Otherwise, like, it's like a house of cards. It's like putting your financial future, balancing it on top of the house of cards and praying no one bumps the table, right? It will all fall down, and it's going to take you ages to build back up, and you're going to get really mad. So the other important point with staying motivated and committed with your financial goals and your, like, abundance, I'm going to say abundance goals as well, because for a lot of the women that I work with, they're actually making really amazing money. A lot of my clients have like $200,000 months. Like, they're making more money than I make, right? They're having amazing financial success. What they're craving in life is balance and abundance. They're actually craving a good life. They're craving about, like, a business that doesn't suck the fucking life out of them. They're craving financial freedom, but also just, like, freedom in general in life. So a lot of the work I do with my high-level clients in my private mentoring is around that. They don't have a problem making money or getting clients. It's creating that actual feeling of abundance in their life, because you can have money and not feel abundant. You can have money and have a really shit life, just like you can be broke and have a really shit life, and you can be broke and feel abundant. Like, so a lot of the work actually comes back to that. So when you're on this journey and you set these financial goals or these abundance goals for yourself, it is so important to have support around you from people that get it. I'm not saying you have to get your husband, explain why this is important, and make him support you, or your best friend, or your parents, or your sister or brother, or you don't actually, like, you can't expect anyone around you to support you on your manifestation and your money mindset journey. Instead, you have to find people who are also on that journey, right? And here's the thing we know the most is that you don't need to share everything with every person in your life. If you're a super spiritual person and your family is completely against that and you feel so cut out and so left out, actually have no one to talk to about this, the answer isn't to make them more open-minded. The answer isn't to talk to them about why they should support you and that you need a safe space to talk about this. The solution is go and find a safe space where people get it, where people are on the same journey as you, where they think the same as you, where they are excited and so lit up to have these conversations, right? That's what you've got to go and find. So you do need some support, a mentor, a coach, an accountability partner to keep you on track. But the thing is, if you don't already have that in your circle, you need to go and find a new circle. Not a new, like, I'm not saying you need to cut it out, like leave your husband and go no contact with your parents and dump all your friend group to go find a more spiritual abundant one. You can still hold all that energy with those people. You just need somewhere else to be you and to process, whether it's verbally, written, be a part of community and actually process what you're going through and your experiences and your goals, and share about your wins and share about your losses, without, like, dumping all that on your family and friends who may not be necessarily be interested in that side of your journey. So this is something I've learned over the years. I've lost all my friend group. I'm lucky to have an incredibly personal developed husband who also is, like, addicted to self-growth the way that I am. But in the very early days, he jumped on board very quickly. But I know that's not the case for everyone. But in the early days, I didn't have that. He was not the supportive partner. He was supportive of the money I was bringing in, but not the kind of, like, spiritual journey that I was on with, like, I think I can manifest anything I desire. And he's like, okay, go get back on the crack pipe again, babe. Like, whatever. Go on, go smoke some more drugs. He wasn't the supportive partner that he is today. So I had to find that community. I did. I paid to be part of memberships. I work with mentors and coaches to give me that support and that expansion that I was desiring that people in my life weren't giving to me. So the main part of staying motivated and committed to your financial goals is finding other people on a similar journey, is connecting with other like-minded women. It is finding expanders. Like, if your goal is to make $50,000 in your business per month, you're currently sitting at like $10,000, go and get in the room with other women making $50,000, $100,000, $500,000 a month. Go and be in that space. You don't need to go and tell your $50,000 a month goal to everyone else in your life, your friends that don't own businesses, your husband that might not care, your mother that thinks you're fucking insane. Go and talk about your exciting financial goal in the space where women are like, fuck yeah, you got this. I can do that. You can do that, babe. This is so easy for you. You find those people, and that is what keeps you on track. Okay. Point number 2. It's like, I thought this session would be the busiest ones in terms of engagement. Because I'm like, well, no one's going to be at work. Everyone's going to want to hang out. But then I've just tweaked that everyone probably is at Saturday sports. Everyone else has kids like I do and has stuff going on the weekend. And this is actually the least engagement I've had on one of these calls. So this is really interesting to me right now. This is like, oh, I got a lesson here, Shona. Okay, right. So let's talk about creating a plan for accountability and success. So creating a plan for accountability and success involves setting specific, measurable goals and holding yourself accountable to your progress. So this can include things like creating a timeline to achieve your goals. Now I'm going to switch the word out goals here to build healthy habits, right? Because setting the goal of like, I'm going to lose 10 kilos in a month, and setting the goal of like, I'm going to eat all my veggie serves for a month and I'm going to hit my water goal for a month. Those are 2 completely different things, right? So when you set a timeline on your habits, and this is what I spoke about, I did a reel that kind of I did TikTok first and I turned it into a reel that went a little bit viral. And it was basically about the fact like where you're fucking up with goals is you're setting a timeline on your goals, and you shouldn't be. You should be setting due dates on the actions that you need to take towards your goals. So for example, instead of saying like, I'm going to lose 10 kilos this month, it's like, I've got to sign up for a gym. I've got to buy new running shoes. I've got to get up at 6:30 in the morning and go for a run. Like, these are the steps that I need to take. And you put due dates and timelines on the actions that you need to take, but not on the goal itself, right? Because the action is trackable. The achievement of the goal is not necessarily always something that's in your control. And I feel like when we put this deadline on the goal, we like just fuck with our energy so much. We fuck with our energy so much. So it's different to the things like when there's a goal, and I feel like what we do so well is like when there's a goal, it's like you've got an assignment due on this date. You can reverse engineer the actions that you need to take to get there. But what actually works a lot better is like if I study for 15 minutes a day every single day on this one particular topic, I'm going to know what I need to know. Habit stacking versus goal pressure, if that makes sense. But you can create a timeline to like create new habits. It is important to track your progress regularly. So what we do in the elite membership is actually, it's called a 90-day plan. And basically every single week on a Sunday, we sit down and we have this sheet and we go through and look, okay, like how many TikToks did I post? How many inquiries came from that? How many outreach emails or product pictures did I send? How many inquiries came from that? How many sales came from that? And we actually track our progress every single Sunday. So while a lot of the work in my memberships and my courses is the energetic side of things, it's the mindset side of things, a lot of it is also like, let's show up and do the fucking work. Let's take the action. So we do these 90-day plans rolling back to back. We started one 1st of April. So we're in the week 4 or 5 of the 90-day plan at the moment, which is great. So we run these where we actually track our progress. Because here's the thing, how can you say something works in your business or your life if you haven't got enough data to know whether it works or not? And this is the thing where people are like, well, I tried saving money for like 3 weeks and I wasn't very good at it, so I won't do it. Bitch, you need to try something for 90 days before you can tell me it's not the right step for you. Really, honestly, after 90 days, you have enough data to be like, I tried this, I gave it 3 months, I was consistent with it, and it did not result in the ROI that I needed. And now I know energetically and analytically, this is not the right thing for me, versus trying something for 2 weeks and just flaking out because you can't be fucked. So with my clients, we don't do, like, you do it for 90 days and then you can say it's not working and I want to try something different. Or if you want to try a new strategy or a new tactic, whether that's a new budget, whether that's like a new marketing strategy, whether that's a new funnel that you want, whatever it is, it's like, okay, so you're committing to trying that for 90 days. tracking the progress every week, and then we look at the data and how you feel about it and make a decision from there. All right. So oh my God, my brain is not working. I wish there was a way to pause this. Okay. Creating a plan for accountability and success. Creating a timeline, tracking your progress regularly, and then seeking feedback and support where needed. This is why working with a coach, a mentor, a group, having access to other people on a similar journey is so, so important, because you're going to have days where you need to ask questions. You're going to have days where you just want to be like, man, I fucked up. You're going to have days where you're like, guess what I achieved? And you need to have people around you that can like keep you in the vibe, keep you in the energy. When you're having a bad day, they can bring you back up. When you're having an amazing day, they can celebrate with you. You need that. You need that, right? Oh my God. What's happening here? I think my internet's dropping out. Can you guys hear me? Internet's just like, and has a moment. Anyway, looks like we should be back on Facebook, back on Instagram. I'm going to finish the second part of it. I'm going to finish the second part of this training, and then I will make sure to get everything updated and ready for the replays and everything. So we just finished talking about, before I got cut off, thank you, internet provider, we were talking about staying motivated and committed to your financial goals, and then creating a plan for accountability and success. So we just kind of finished talking about that. And the main part of that was having support around you and having people that expand your energy and education around this topic, because that's really the thing. Like, it's not like, oh, I go to one hypnotherapy session and I magically solve for money mindset. It is an evolution. It is a constant work. So you have to choose to stay in and around this work. Does that make sense? So I have a journal prompt and an affirmation for you guys that's going to be going out in the replay. Actually, let me just see if I can find it. I don't have it in my notes right here because there was other stuff that I wanted to talk about, but let's see if I can find day 5 affirmation and journaling prompt. Okay, the journaling prompt for today. What are my next steps for achieving my financial goals? How can I hold myself accountable and stay motivated? I really want you to tap in and think about this specific question for yourself. Journal prompt. What are my next steps for achieving my financial goals, and how can I hold myself accountable and stay motivated? Because this is the thing, you know your own motivation. And if you know your wealth personality profile, which you can go take the free quiz, it's on my website, you will know, like, if I'm a winner wealth personality profile, I am excited by like personal development, investing in myself, like higher risk, higher return investments. Like, I know the big vision is what keeps me motivated. So I know a big part of my staying true to my financial goals is going to be regularly tapping into the big visualization. So you know that, like, daily visualization exercises, using a lot of Pinterest to stay in those wealthy rich women vibes, that's going to really motivate you and keep you accountable. Whereas if you know you're an analyst personality type and you're very like motivated by details and the smaller chunks, so you're more likely going to create accountability and motivation for yourself through things like when you check your money from your daily money gratitude practice in the morning, when you make your coffee, you check your bank accounts, and you see like that savings growing. Maybe you set up something like a little daily goal where it slides like $2 over, it slides $5 over every day. Once you know your personality profile, you can create that accountability trigger. You can create motivation based on your personality profile, right? If you're the enthusiast personality profile, you'll know you're going to be accounted to stay motivated for your goals if the goals involve other people. So that's the type of thing, like, you're going to thrive by doing this type of work in a community around other people, setting like goals and challenges where you get to interact with other people, or setting goals, financial goals that involve other people, right? This personality type is often the type of entrepreneur or the type of woman who's like, I want to retire my mum. I want to buy my mum a car. And they're so driven by the goal because the goal is actually outside of them. they find that stick a lot more easier to motivate themselves to like do something for someone else, rather than to sit there and be like, I need to save 100K to put in my super for my future. Like, that's not sexy for them whatsoever. So once you know your wealth personality profile type, it is easier for you to know what motivates you and what doesn't. What are you really excited and push forward by, and what do you like struggle with a little bit more? So like the enthusiast personality type struggles with things like budgeting. So for them, creating a budgeting ritual that is fun, that involves like good music, going out and grabbing your favorite latte, sitting down and doing your budget, like it creates an experience around it, so that motivates them. Whereas the analytical thinker is like, has no problem doing a budget. Like, give me the details, give me the spreadsheet, I'm so fucking good at it. But they have problems with the big picture and like the enjoyment of life situation. So motivating them to do more of the big picture work by also like, let's visualize your future dream house. Let's get really clear on the vision you hold. And then let's go quote up how much it's going to cost for the floorboards. Because that's the type of details they'll just be like, oh yeah, don't talk dirty to me. Don't make me do maths on this. Like, ooh, you know what I mean? So once you understand your wealth personality profile, your strengths, your challenges, your weaknesses, areas that you're really good at, areas that you're not, it becomes easier to set ways and structures into place to keep yourself motivated, because not everyone is the same. What motivates me is that massive, big picture thinking. For me to sit down and do my budget and track my analytics and look at the entire year, what we've spent over the year, I need to make it color coded. I need it to involve red wine. I need to go in for it for 2 days and no one else talk to me. This is exactly what I'm doing. Because I know myself right now. I know myself so well that I can tailor my money mindset experience, tailor my financial goals to my strengths. You know what I mean? Without expecting my husband to think the way I do, without expecting my mum to understand why I need to do things a certain way. Like, I own my shit, right? So the journal prompt for today's homework is, what are my next steps for achieving my financial goals, and how can I hold myself accountable and stay motivated? I'm not here to give you like, this is the step, this is the app that you need to use to stay motivated and accountable, because it's going to be different for everyone, right? If you do want to dive deeper into the actual like strategies and opportunities for your wealth personality profile, there is a whole mini course available free when you do the wealth personality quiz, which is, you can get either the link in my Instagram bio or check out my website. It's definitely on there somewhere. Or send me a DM and I'll make sure I get the link straight to you. You go and do the quiz, it gives you your answer, but then it sends you to an entire mini course around your personality profile that includes the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and things you should work on around that, right? Okay, so let's talk about the affirmation for today. And then I just want to wrap up a few things and give you the discount code to use, because I've got a $111 discount code for you guys for participating in the 5-day challenge. That you can go and use for anything on my online store, from all the online courses and bundles. It won't work for private coaching with me, but everything else it should work for. Okay, so today's affirmation, take a deep breath, close your eyes and just let this land. Let this land, because these are magic. I am committed to taking action towards my financial goals every day. I have everything I need to achieve financial success and abundance. Again, for the cheap seats in the back, I am committed to taking action towards my financial goals every day. I have everything I need to achieve financial success and abundance. There it is. That's the activation point. It's there. Right? Okay, so that is the last homework and the last journaling prompt, the last affirmation for this challenge, which is very, very exciting. I'm just going to make sure I copy this into the chat on Facebook as well. Unfortunately, I can't copy it over to my phone on Instagram, but okay. So we spent 5 days together, and I feel like we've covered so much. Considering I just had some dot points written out, I feel like we've covered so much. But for those of you who have worked with me, who have done my courses, who've read my books, you know we've just scratched the surface as well, right? Like, this challenge has been life-changing. The amount of DMs that I've got from girls watching this or women watching this And there's no text, there's no words, there's just like a gif with that guy like mind blown, or there's just the little like head exploding emojis coming. Like that's it. There's no words. It's just like you've just blown up my brain, and that's all we need to talk about. So my next step is to go through all of these and actually pull little reels and TikToks from the magic and gold that has been said over the last 5 days. I know there will be a lot of people watching the replays and coming back to check this out and finish the days that they haven't quite caught up on. But something that is important to me is to always give people the next step. We've covered so much. I feel like if you've never touched on money mindset work before, this is enough for you to go away and start doing stuff, to start processing, to start calling awareness to this. This is the kickstart that your journey with money mindset needs. But there is a next step for women who are ready to level up their money mindset. For women who are really have watched this and been like, fuck, this explains so much. Like, oh my God, there is a reason I keep having a great month in business and then a shit month. There is a reason that I don't feel safe with money no matter how much money I've got. There is a reason I just can't seem to earn over $4,000 a month. For the women who have had those type of like epiphany moments over the last 5 days and they're going, I want to learn more about this. I want to dive more into this. I do have an option for that. It's not going to be the right step for everyone right now, but I do want to share a little bit about it because abundant as fuck is my life's work on money mindset. I've written 2 books about it, Goodbye Money Guilt and Hello Abundance. And the books were a way for me to share this work with the masses, to get this all over the globe, to help as many women as possible. But you can't, like abundant as fuck is 6 weeks. There's a 2-hour call every week for 6 weeks, plus a massive bonus portal, plus work. Like it is my life. It is everything I could possibly think that I would want to teach people about money mindset. And it's a huge, intensive, amazing program, right? It is my life's work. And I get to the point where on some of the calls, I'm like, it's going to only be an hour. And everyone on the call laughs. And they're like, okay, we blocked out 2 hours, Shona, let's be realistic. Because I don't want to leave anything out, right? So Abundant as Fuck is a 6-part program that if you've been having little mind blown moments or moments where what I've been saying over the last 5 days is like hitting you here, and you're like, yeah, this is the stuff you've been waiting for. If you are sick and fucking tired of feeling sick and tired around money, if you're sick of struggling with the up and down of money, or if you're sick of living paycheck to paycheck, if you're sick of feeling limited by your financial situation, that money just has like a fucking chokehold on you all the time, and you're looking at these women that just seem to like have it all, but their work is not as good as you, and their website's not as nice as yours, and you know they're not doing the incredible work that you're doing. There's like, why are they making so much more money than me? That is all signs that it's time to recode your brain onto a deep, like cellular level of recoding, to actually receive wealth, to heal the money shit that's holding and that's clogging up everything, and actually rewire your brain to be a magnet for money and abundance, to be so safe, to feel so held, making massive amounts of money, and just being that type of person where it's normal that $1,000 notifications are coming through at 7 a.m. in the morning when you wake up. So in this program, Abundant as Fuck, which I've been teaching since 2018, it has been changing women's lives. I used to run it 2 times a year. This year is the first year we only run it for 1 time. So this is the only opportunity that you have to get Abundant as Fuck this year, because we've got 2 new courses running at the end of the year, which is very exciting. But Abundant as Fuck runs now once a year from 2018 onwards. It's been running. And in this program, you learn how to manage and grow your money without sacrificing the things that you love, without the fluffiness of like, you've got to dance in the moon with this, you know, crystal butt plug up your ass, and you need to buy this special oil and dance in it while you say, I'm a millionaire, standing at 45 degrees on this hilltop in the middle of nowhere. Like, if you want to do that, if that's your vibe, you fucking go for it, babe. But I'm going to teach you how to do all this without that, without needing to do that, right? So what I want to do is help you tap into the wealthy woman that you know you're truly meant to be, and start living your dream life and your business today, now. So by the end of the Abundant as Fuck program, what my aim is, and it's not even my aim because I've been doing this a long time, what I know will happen to you is that you'll have the confidence in yourself and your financial capabilities that you've always wanted. You have confidence with money, right? Not just confidence at like managing and I'm good at a budget and look at me, I'm a good wife because I can make all the money work, but true confidence to step into those conversations and be like, I know exactly where I'm going with my money. And the balding middle-aged man who thinks he can give you advice about the stock market, you're just like, excuse me, no, like I'm good. Bruce, you can go chill out, go get another beer. I know what I'm doing with my fucking money. I'm good. You know, like that energy and that power, that confidence in yourself and your financial capabilities, that is priceless, right? By the end of this program, you'll be able to finally trust yourself with money. There's no more like fear and anxiety and what if I do it wrong and what if I'm not good enough and what if I'm not smart enough and what if I make a mistake and what if I fail again and again and again. Like that's gone. To be completely self-trusting with money and no longer fearing spending, fearing savings, fearing money and fearing checking your accounts, fearing paying your bills. That's all gone. That's all gone. I know that this program, when people come in and they commit to the 6 weeks, because it is intensive, like I'm not going to bullshit you guys, the main part of feedback that I get every single time, people join the program, they're so excited and they do week 1 and they're like, you are not charging enough for this. This is a massive program. This should be like a 6-month university fucking course, right? It's full of, but I'm like 6 weeks. I know people's attention spans aren't going to go longer for that. But if you come in, you tap in, you commit and you go 6 weeks in, by the end of the program, the confidence that you have, the trust you have, bank accounts overflowing, growing every day, and those little everyday luxuries that right now feel out of reach, they become your new normal. And I can say this with confidence because like I said, I've been teaching this program for 5 years, right? It works. It works. I need to go up and update all the testimonials on the website from last round because they blow my fucking mind, right? It works. So what this really is about saying I'm no longer available for living week to week. I'm no longer available for living paycheck to paycheck. I'm no longer available for fear and scarcity and guilt when it comes to money. I'm no longer going to let money dominate me, right? We're not being submissive to our money. You can be submissive in the bedroom, everywhere else you want to be in life, but with your money, you are the dominating queen, right? You're in a BFF relationship. This isn't toxic. This is like trust, communication, and consent, but you are in charge. You have the confidence. You have the power, and this is what I want to help you tap into and give you the tools and resources to be able to do that, right? So Abundant as Fuck. This will be its 5th year running. This is the only opportunity to get in for a year. It is live calls for 6 weeks with me, bonus sections, workbooks. It is a massive context of work. This is my life's work. It is the most passionate program that I run. I will cry during it. You guys will probably cry as well. So if this feels like the next step for you, if this is something that you want to see maybe the right fit for you, send me a DM. Right, send me a DM. Let's have a little bit of a chat about where you currently are at, what your goals are, and then I can see if it's a good fit for you. And then if it is, I'll let you know the next step. If it's not, we'll work out something else. The other thing I want to preface as well, though, is my elite membership, the Sexy Selfish Elite membership. It is a 12-month mastermind, essentially. And as part of your elite membership, you get access to every course I run during those 12 months. So if you are looking for a way for Abundant as Fuck to be the best value at the best price, as well as get everything else that the elite offers, group coaching calls for a year, access to the overflow method and the 2 new courses that I'm running later this year, if that is something like it's the best value way to work with me, I'll be like, yeah, just go buy Abundant as Fuck, just do the Abundant as Fuck course. But honestly, I would encourage everyone to join the elite instead. It's cheaper payments and you get so much more. Like the value is insane. The value is insane. So if you're considering Abundance Fuck, send me a DM. Let's have a little bit of a chat about it. And then I want you to go look at the elite membership, because that works out even better value. Plus you get Abundance Fuck plus everything else for the year. So that's my little end note. And I guess the main thing that I want you to know is wherever you're feeling stuck right now, it doesn't have to be this way. You can choose differently. You can choose again. You can choose to learn about this, or you can choose to sit in the dark and put your head in the sand and never think about it again. But if you do choose to work on it, if you do choose to be supported and held and guided through this journey, and you want access to tools and resources and systems and structures to make this journey and this path easier, and you want my support through that journey, reach out, because there has never been a better time to be involved in these teachings and to do this work. It is, and I guess that'll be my parting note, is it's up to you. And I said this at the start of the workshop on day one. I was like, up until this point, you could say that you didn't know about money mindset. You could say like, I've got no clue about that. And that ignorance allowed you the whole past of not doing anything because you didn't have the knowledge. Now we're at the end of these 5 days. You know. You know. You can't pretend you don't know now. Like, your brain has been expanded. You know what money mindset is. You know how important it is. You know that this subconscious work is actually controlling a lot more of your life than you realize. You know that money mindset could be the thing that's like keeping the lid on your financial success. How far you want to grow in your business, how much money you want to make, your financial goals you want to achieve. You know money mindset work could be the blocking point for you. Moving forward, if you choose to ignore everything I've taught you, that is cool. Like, it doesn't affect me. You do you, babe. But let's be honest. You are choosing. What have you done? We lasted so long, guys. We did so well. This is Hudson, and he wants to take his jumper off. Oh, we're all coming in now. Does everyone want to say hi?
I wanted to grab him.
It's okay.
But hi, I'm Holly. I'm her daughter.
Okay, here, take your jumper. Hudson, jumper.
I can.
You can?
I can.
All right, guys, out you go. 4 out of 5 kids come to say hi. Holly, can you shut the door, please?
I shut the door.
Thank you, Phoenix. Mum life, auntie life. Anyway, be radically responsible. We know you can't be empowered around your money mindset until you're responsible for your money mindset, and that begins with saying, like, I am where I am because of the decisions that I've currently made, and moving forward I'm going to choose differently. And that radical responsibility also comes, like, if you need support, if you need education, you've got to be a big girl and ask for it and do it, and then put yourself in those rooms with those people to learn and grow. Yeah? Okay. That's me. That's 5 days of me. So I will be sharing a little bit more about Abundant as Fuck. We begin on Friday. Our first live call is Friday morning, 9 a.m. South Australian time. So you have until then to make the decision about the elite. You have until then to reach out to me in the DMs and let's have a chat about if I think this is the right fit for you. And yeah, otherwise, in the meantime, you can listen to my podcast, grab my books if you want to continue this work, or just, yeah, I would love to hear more about your feedback and takeaways. The discount code for the $111 off that you can use to access the bundles and resources on my website, you can use it to join Abundant as Fuck. You can use it to join the elite membership, and you will get that money off of any of those online courses or bundles. It's $111 Australian off, and the code is review111. Review111. It'll be sent out in the replay emails with all the details in that this afternoon. So thank you so much for spending time with me over the last 5 days. I've enjoyed this so much more than I thought I would, to be honest. And I'm just excited to continue showing up in this way, speaking more on these topics and helping so many more women to heal and transform their relationship with money. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Oh, I thought I ended that.